Hello and welcome to English class standard 11. We were doing section 1, 1.2 on the summit. We reached the top and the topic is brainstorming of that particular lesson. That is the question answers part of that particular lesson. We should call it the activity part of the lesson. Now, after going through the lesson, we come to brainstorming part. Brainstorming is same as the activity part or the question answer part. So, first activity is summarize to the class in your own words the highly risky and dangerous journey of Tenzing and Hillary from the base to the top of the mountain. This we have to, after reading the lesson, we have to consider the points such as created history, then what was the date, then challenging climbs, what were they, both alternatively took the lead, and so on. The points are given to you. You can make a short summary of the extract and you can narrate your own story regarding Tenzing's journey to Mount Everest. The next activity is complete the web highlighting the feelings, emotions of Tenzing after reaching the summit. This web diagram you have to draw it in your answer paper as it is, and then you have to fill the necessary requirements. The topic is given to you is Tenzing's feelings, emotions after reaching the summit. What was Tenzing feeling when he had reached the summit? So I have given you the points: feeling of patriotism, fond memory of a friend, then Lambert, then feeling of fitness and freshness, gratitude to God. All these points you can mention it in the web diagram and complete the answer. Coming to the next question, glance through the text again and explain the qualities of Tenzing Norgay. So we have to explain the qualities of Tenzing Norgay. Also we have to pick the lines that show these unique qualities of Tenzing Norgay. First one was done for you in the textbook, the remaining are done for you. So let's go through it. Patriotic, the feeling quality is patriotic. The lines are, I told Colonel Hunt that I was carrying the Indian flag with me and I would like it to be on the top of other flags. So that is the first quality mentioned there. Next, second one was determination. What can you say about determination? The line that shows determination was, Tenzing said, I was to get to the top even if I die. Means he was determined that he need to go to the top of the Mount Everest. Next quality is discipline. I had to ask Colonel Hunt's permission in his capacity a leader of the expedition. So he was concerned about taking the permission from Colonel Hunt because he was disciplined that he need to follow the rules. Next is perseverance. This was slow and difficult. So slowly and difficult, with all the facing all the difficulties, he was constantly moving ahead on the expedition. So likewise you have to complete the table as it is in your answer papers. Also you have to draw the table and you have to mention the qualities and write the lines. Next question is, write down the significance of the following in the context of on the summit we reach the top. So from that, based on that lesson, we have to write what is the importance of these particular things as given in the question. What was the importance of the red scarf? As we have gone through the lesson, we come to know that it was of Lambert and it was given to Tenzing by Lambert on the expedition previous year 1952, but they were not successful in climbing the Everest. So this is the importance, and he had kept it with him all through the journey when he climbed Mount Everest, and he remembered him when he went to the top. So this is his connection with his friend. Next is Husiar, that is the Indian word, and that that needs to be told the importance of caution. One has to be caution while moving down because if they slipped, they would go into the Kangshang glacier. Next is, what was kerosene flavored tea? So this welcome tea that was given to Tenzing and Edmund when they came down to Camp 9. So these things we have to mention it and write their importance. Significance means importance. We have to give the significance of two more things, ice axe and anchor. Ice axe was not only useful for climbing but also for holding up the flags, and that is why they were made immortal in the photographs. Next is, what is an anchor? In mountain climbing, the man who follows the lead, means the person who is moving ahead is leader, that is lead, while climbing up or climbing down, and that person is called as an anchor. He or she is a person who provides stability and confidence in an otherwise uncertain situation. So they give up the confidence to their team. That is an anchor. Next question is, add suitable suffixes with shun, ly, ment, ous, and prefixes un, il, im. So these words or these letters you have to add before the word for prefix and after the word for suffix, so that you can form a new word. So let's see, in the table the word is given in the column after the numbers, and prefix and suffix columns are there. So that word you have to take in the answer paper also, you will have such type of questions. So you have to take that word and see whether it is adjusted with suffix or prefix. Like the first word, absolute. Absolute goes with ly, so suffix is added, absolutely. Next is fulfill. Fulfill adds with ment and makes a new word, fulfillment. That is, we are adding a suffix, we are adding ment after the word. Determine, determination. Danger, dangerous. Tight, tightly. Clear, clearly. Now after that we come to sure. Sure, we add prefix unsure. Legal, illegal. Legitimate, illegitimate. Possible, impossible. So likewise you have to decide whether the word will go with prefix words or suffix words, and accordingly you have to match it, and in the same way you have to make the table and then write it in the answer sheet also. Next question, by filling appropriate letters in the blank spaces, you will get a past participle from it. So use the words as adjectives in your own sentences. One is done for you. So these are just the form of missing letters, and you will be getting a past participle, that is ed form of the verb. So let's see, and you have to use that ed form of the word in the sentence. First one is sign. So the advocate took all the signed documents to the court. Next is prized. The missing letters were underlined. Prized. Seema was shocked to know that her prized possession was stolen. This word has come in the lesson also. So next one is flattened. The flattened grass indicate that a large animal has been sleeping there. Next is boiled. So I like to add butter and salt to boiled potatoes before eating. In this way you have to make the sentence of the new word that is formed. This is also a new question for you, spot the error. You have to find out what is the error in that sentence and you have to rectify it, that is you have to correct it. Spot the error, one is done for you. So first example is given, I was not afraid for die that day. The correct sentence is, instead of for you have to write to. I was not afraid to die that day. Next sentence is, Tenzing and Hillary made a pact at the office of PM of Nepal. So Tenzing and Hillary made a pact, and pact, instead of that you have to write a pact, that is given in purple color. So you have to change the words accordingly and you have to make the sentences. Go through the other sentences and you will know what the question spot the error is. Read the following sentences. We have done it. It has been done by us. We have changed the voice of this sentence. Active to passive. We made a pact. A pact was made by us. I offered silent prayer in my heart. Silent prayer, we have to pick that up first. And had been offered by me in my heart. Colonel Hunt gave me 3 flags. I was given 3 flags by Colonel Hunt. In this way, we are going to change the sentences from active voice to passive voice. Go through the sentences you have already done in your lower classes. Just refer to that. Look at activity 5. After reading the text, we can easily understand that mountaineering is a risky sports. So write in short about any adventure sports that you like and the risk that involves in that particular sports. You have to write a short note about it, or in short about it, about the risk factors involved in that sports. Next is you have to give your opinion whether we should or should not participate in adventure sports because. So this might be for personal response, this type of questions. You have to prepare yourself with such type of questions. Activity 6 is Tenzing and Hillary created history by reaching the summit of Mount Everest. There are many mountains in Maharashtra where one can fancy his or her chances of climbing them. So you have to imagine that you have climbed that type of mountain and you are immensely thrilled. Your feeling is of thrilling and excitement. You have to write a letter to your friend about that experience. This writing a letter to your friend you have already done in your lower classes, so you can understand the topic and you can write a letter about it. Next is you are the college representative and your principal has assigned you the task of writing a letter to the divisional officer Satpura Mountain Ranges, Nagpur, seeking permission for the mountaineering expedition to be organized by your college. Means your college will be taking a mountaineering expedition and you have to write letter to the divisional officer Satpura Mountain Ranges. Writing a letter is writing skill that you have learned in your lower classes. Take the help of this particular question and write the letter. You have to make a separate copy of English and you have to write those activities in that particular notebook. For those who know the email format, you can proceed with the question, and for those who do not know the email format, I will be teaching you in the writing skill part. Now this question comparisons, it is actually degrees of that particular word, whether the word degree is right in that particular sentence or not, and why it is not right, and what is the correct degree of that word. You have to write that. First sentence is Sunita is the quieter of 4 sisters. It is quieter is that word itself is wrong, because when we compare more than 2 nouns, 4 sisters are there, not 2. So 2 nouns, the superlative form is used. So the sentence will be Sunita is the quietest of the 4 sisters. Next is Anil's computer is more new than mine. This again, this sentence is wrong. The comparative form of new is newer. So you can write, you have to write Anil's computer is newer than mine. Next sentence, I have the wonderfulest mother in the world. Again, wonderfulest is the wrong word used there, adjective used there. What you have to write is the superlative form of wonderful is most wonderful, because we are writing in the world. You are comparing all the mothers in the world. So you will be writing, I have the most wonderful mother in the world. Most wonderful together you have to write. Last sentence is Aditi is more carefuler than Mary. So again, carefuler, such type of word is not there. Careful word is there. So comparative form than word is used. So two things are compared. You have to write Aditi is more careful than Mary. This way you have to change the sentences and the degrees. This question also you have to do it for homework. When we compare 2 nouns, we use comparative adjectives, and when we compare more than 2 nouns, we use superlative. Now this is a very common rule that you know it. First one, let us see the example. Milind is taller than John. So Zakir is tallest of the 3. Than for 2 things and tallest for more than 2. So look at the following sentences. Observe the changes in the 3 sentences. So the sentences are Atul is not as bright as Milind. Bright word is used in the in studies. So the adjective is in the positive degree with the use of as dash as, because two things are compared. The dining room is brighter than the kitchen. Again, two things are compared. Brighter than, comparison is there, so as dash as is not used. The adjective is the comparative degree with the use of as two nouns are being compared. Next is Annie is brightest girl in the class. So all the class, many of them are there. So brightest adjective will be used for her. In this way, we have to change the degrees. Now, comparing the adjectives, as we have learned, we have to write the exact form of the word in the blank, and the words, you have to change the degrees of that particular word, considering the nouns. Let us see the first sentence. You are very naughty. You are cleverer than your brother, because comparison is between you and brother. The next thing is the tiger is the dash animal in the zoo. What type of animal the tiger is in the zoo, means all the animals are compared. So most dangerous, that will be the word used. This is dash road in the town, busiest, because we are comparing the complete all the roads in the town. My new house is bigger than the one I used to live in. It is comparison between the previous house and the new house. So only comparative word will be used. Next is he is the most forgetful boy in the class. Altogether all the class comparison is made by all amongst all the students, so most forgetful superlative degree will be used. Next is go to your college library to surf the internet for the names of various mountaineers who have successfully climbed Mount Everest. This you can do it by your own. Write in your notebook about their struggles and interesting anecdotes they have shared, also their failures and messages that we get from their lives. Submit them to your teacher, so you have to write it and submit it. Next, so with this we have come to an end of this particular uh, brainstorming part of on the summit we reach the top. Thanks for joining this class. Meet you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.